variable. The Python print function is used to output the variable whatever we want to print something on the screen. So the print functionality is used in Python to output. For example, if we say, for example, x is equal to Python is good, this is the sentence. If I want to output this variable, what functionality I use? Print functionality. Print and x, we say write it x. So if I run this, Python is good, Python is awesome. Whatever the syntax is, the x, it will be printed. So the Python function print functionality is used to output some variables. In print function, you can output multiple variables as well. Multiple variable, for example, with comma, or for example, we can also with concatenation symbol. For example, like this: if x is equal to Python, y is equal to s, in z is equal to awesome, then we say, for example, in print functionality, we can use x comma y comma z. So multiple variable can also be printed in Python is awesome. Or you can also use the concatenation or plus operator for this kind of thing. The plus operator can also be, for example, Python is awesome, x plus y plus z, same thing will happen. X is equal to Python, y is equal to s, and z is equal to awesome. Then we say print x plus y plus z. But we have to, we say, for example, look at the order, whatever order is, because there is no spacing. For example, if this is space, if this is the space, now we run it, then the spacing will also be. So multiple variable can be done as well. After that, we are talking about global and local variable. Global variable has global scope and local variable has a local scope. For example, global variable, which at the start is something like that, is declared, we can access it everywhere. But local variable, for example, are inside a function, that it is scope or availability is only inside the function, and outside the function we cannot use it. That's called as a local variable. That are created outside of a function and can be accessed from all that. That's called as a global variable. For example, create a variable outside a function. This is a function. We can, for example, define a function with def, define. For example, x. First of all, outside a function we have a variable, and this is name is, or for example, the way x is the name and awesome is the way. Then we define a function def. For example, my function, that is the name of my function, but f should be capital because we use Pascal case notation. And a function, for example, this is the keyword and this is the block. But now, for example, we say this editor automatically give us indentation at the beginning of the space because it is the function of, for example, what I have to do, we say, for example, I print Python is, and I, for example, concatenate it with x, whatever x value is, that should be written. And outside the function I have to do what? I called my function outside of the same statement. So we say Python is, and x value awesome is taken from the x value. So that's, we say, global variable, that it is, we say, declared outside the function and we can access it outside and inside function as well. That's called as a global variable. If you create a variable with the same outside a function, the variable will be local. For example, x and x, Python is, now in this case my function will be Python is fantastic, because both are the same value. Because this variable is different, this is a global variable and this is a local variable, and the variable will be local and can only be used inside the function, and this variable can only be used inside the function, not outside the function. Python is, this will be awesome, Python is awesome, and this will be Python is fantastic, because this use the local variable and this my functional call, we called my functional functionality, and this is will be used, for example, a global variable. For example, x, same sentence, in this part I use, for example, x is equal to fantastic, and then we say, for example, another print, then Python is plus x. So now look at this. Python is fantastic and Python is awesome. That's the difference between local variable and the global variable. Global variable is declared outside a function and is a global scope, but local variable inside a function